People are going to do what they want to do, how they want to do it, how they think they should do it. And I think that is one of the reasons why in life, and I know a lot of people are going to equate this to relationships, but I want you to think outside the box for a second. I want you to think on a bigger scale. I want you to realize that you should not give people the full version of your game when you're not even sure if they even like the demo version. Shoot, half of these cats, if we're being 100% honest here, haven't even played the demo version. They see it and it's like, oh, it looks interesting. But they don't really put effort into it, right? Like, I'll give you an example. I remember that Pop, R.I.P. to my grandfather, he used to give me these PlayStation magazines when I was younger, right? And I forgot the exact name of the magazine, but basically, it would come every month. Maybe I think it was called PlayStation Monthly or something like that. And it would have demos. It would always come with a demo. That's what I loved about it. He got me a subscription for an entire year, 2 years, something along those lines. I was about like 10 or 11 at the time. Somewhere around there. Might have been a little younger. But anyways, so I would always play the demos, and the demos would be very short. They would have like 1-2 rounds of a game and so on and so forth. That's how I ended up falling in love with Tekken 3. That's why Tekken 3 is still one of my favorite Tekkens of all time in the franchise. Because of the demo version and me realizing, yo, I got to get this. But there was another game that I was intrigued by that not a lot of people seem to be intrigued by. And that's okay because they call it a Mario Kart ripoff and so on and so forth. And it definitely has an acquired taste. And that game is called Speed Punks, or they call it Speed Freaks in the UK. And I fell in love with that game. I was so much in love with that game, I begged my grandfather to get it for me when it came out. And he sure enough did. I was spoiled, y'all. I was spoiled by both of my grandparents. But I ended up loving the game, right? And even though the game is, when you think about it now, it's kind of fairly short. You could probably beat the game in about a good day. If you have friends, especially with multiplayer, for those who were blessed enough to have multiplayer PlayStation back then, it was a lot of fun. A whole lot of fun. And yeah, you can call it a Mario Kart ripoff. Yeah, it was inspired by Super Mario Kart and so on and so forth. But that's besides the point. The point is, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. A whole lot of fun. You dig? But I say all that to say this. There are some people that, I'm not even going to say not even that they just won't try the demo. There are some people that will have fun with the demo, but that's all they want. That's all they want, access. You know, it has those little messages on there to enjoy the full version. Please purchase the game when it releases, or if it's already released, they'll say purchase the full game at the store near you. One of the things I had to realize in life, not just with romantic relationships, but in general, is that I can't give you the full game when you don't even have interest in playing the demo. And even if you do have interest in playing the demo, I'm not giving you full access until you're willing to make a purchase. Now, when you say willing to make a purchase, I'm not saying in the literal sense when it comes to human beings. I'm saying in the sense of investment, right? That's how you make a purchase. Investing in someone, showing effort, showing consistency, right? When people are not willing to show you consistency, when people are not willing to show you effort, heck, if people are not willing to even show up at the front door to even try the product, you got to understand that they're not interested in trying your full product, aka getting to know who you are, whether it be a friend, romantic level, business partner level, whatever the case may be, right? I'll give you a couple of examples. I'm going to say some platonic and I'm going to say some romantic ones. I'll start with the romantic one because that's the easiest one that everybody knows. Let's say you interested in going on a date with a guy or a girl, right? And you message them, they supposed to swing through, or y'all supposed to meet up somewhere, whatever the case may be. And, you know, something comes up, right? Life, right? We don't fault people for things coming up. We look at it as far as the aftermath and how do they react according to change plans. So let's say they say they're going to show up at a place to meet you. And then let's say last minute, things change. They're like, hey, we got to reschedule. Cool. Reschedules are fine. Life happens. But if that person doesn't hit you up afterwards, if that person doesn't even offer an alternative date to reschedule for that matter, on top of that, that person was never interested in you in the first place, right? Because anybody that has real deal interest, when something comes up, they're going to do their best to be like, okay, this didn't work out. All right, let me figure something else out. Why? Because they are interested in trying out your product. And you got to understand, your product, aka you, is not for everybody. But you have to be able to identify when it's worth letting somebody try your product versus when it's not. You can't leave the availability open. And I know some people are like, well, Marcus, you just got to be patient sometimes when it comes to people. Yes, be patient, but at the same time, understand that my product ain't here forever. Same thing goes for platonic. I'll give you the platonic friendship example. You got a friend and you see them hanging out with all their other friends, but every time you try to hang out with them, they always got something going on. That's not a true friend. Because any friends that I know, they're going to do what it takes to make sure that we get some time in together. Now, it's different from my friends that I've known for years and they got families. I mean, that's a whole different category. Shoot, I got two best friends as the recording of this video that got babies on the way. I got 2 more best friends that have children. You know what I'm saying? So the dynamic of their lives is different. Especially the first 2 best friends I named, because they're married on top of that. When you married with kids, or even with you just having kids, or just being married alone, that creates a whole nother dynamic. So for them, we don't get to hang out as often, cool. But if you're someone who's in the same boat as me, you're single, and I know some people are like, well, Marcus, shouldn't Grace be involved? Grace should always be involved. Absolutely. I agree 100%. But you got to know when it's the time to apply grace and when it's the time to apply space. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. Know when it's the right time to apply grace and know when it's the right time to apply space. Because some people, you can show grace. Life happens. If somebody is at least trying to communicate with you, and I'm not talking about breadcrumbing you, but like they're actually trying and life is just lifing, all right, bet. I can accept that. But you can also tell when people, and I'm at the age right now where I can easily tell when somebody is breadcrumbing. I can easily tell when somebody doesn't want to hang out with me. I can easily tell when someone is just trying to give me enough to keep me on a string. Again, the demo is available to slick everybody, right? Because the demo is the free trial. As long as you are willing to what? Press the start button. Press X. The full version ain't available to everybody. You got to purchase it, man. You got to purchase it. And that's how we got to treat people in life. People, they have to purchase, not us literally, but they have to purchase it by making effort and consistency. Now, of course, on our ends, we got to be willing to do the same thing as well, because regardless if it's platonic or romantic, just because somebody wants to connect with us doesn't mean we necessarily want to connect with them. And I think that's another underlying thing that we have to realize as well. And to be honest, that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. I can accept that. And the reason why I can accept that is really because everybody's not your cup of tea. But what I'm saying to you is, if you're looking at someone from any form of relationship, like I said, platonic or romantic, and you have interest in pursuing that, or business, just make sure that they are willing to give it a try just as much as you're willing to give it a try. Because if not, you guys aren't equally yoked, and therefore it is not going to work out. So bottom line, before I end this video, at the end of the day, everybody is not worth your version. Everybody is not worth your access, I should say. Right? Shoot, some people ain't even worth the demo version of you. I'm just putting it out there, just being real. But hey, who am I? It's Marcus from Teachable Tuesdays, by the way, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Thank you for joining me today. Greatly appreciate it. I just noticed that I did not say that at the beginning of this video, so my bad, y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, stay up to date with all of my future Teachable Tuesdays content. Appreciate you guys, and yeah, check you out soon on the flip side.